232, so strong line whistle. Still got no picture, but I've got about the right boost volts. What have I got on the EHT? About 6 kV. That's the fault. Might switch the overhead light off. There you go, look at that. Way out of focus. That'll focus up fine, I reckon. But we have some semblance of scan. Ha ha!
And now it's time for the latest exciting episode of Doz's Television Workshop.
Hello and welcome back to Doz's Television Workshop, where today we're carrying on with the repair of my 75-year-old Pye TV set. Let's get back into it. Right, I've just spent a little time tidying up the wiring to the line output transformer. So I'm just going to switch on. We're going to twiddle some of the pots on the back, see if we can get a bit more frame out of it. And yeah, start then working out what's wrong with our frame stage. It's going to be these capacitors, isn't it? But yeah, let's power it back on and just make sure we're still in the same state we were. Right, let me just check the mains wiring is okay. It is. I've turned the set round, by the way, just simply because yeah, because it's easier for me to work on, and we've got a camera on the screen. So right, let's just wait for valves and things to warm. I think that's the frame stage starting up. Funny that goes with a whistle, but soon calms down into the right frequency. And there we go. We're starting to get line again. I don't know whether that's coming out on camera, but you can see a patch in the middle. That's the ion burn caused by the tube having a straight gun. Okay, so right, that's clearly brightness. And yeah, that's probably height. Doing a fat lot. And yeah, that's frame lock. So we've got precious little frame scan. Bit of a dead spot on that pot. Might want a squib of deoxide at some stage. So yeah, we have got a frame output issue. So I'm just going to kill the power. And yeah, let's look at the diagram and look and see what possible candidates we've got for failure. Okay, so here's our frame stage. This is our frame output valve here. You can see we've got a triode section there and a pentode section. The pentode section is the output. There's our frame output transformer. Goes up here to drive the frame scan coils L38 and L39. What have we got in the vicinity? Okay, we have got C63, C62, R78 and R74, C61. That's going to be an issue. Let's have a look at all of these down here. C60 and C61. So C60 0.25, that'll be a waxy. C61, which is our cathode decoupling capacitor, 50 microfarads. Definite suspects. C62 comes out, forms part of the frame hold with the oscillator. C6, what was that? C62, let's have a look at the value of that. C62, again, that'll be a waxy. Possible candidates for failure, C61 for sure. And over here we've got this, so the sync pulses are coming out of here. C58 probably won't be very big. That'll be picofarads and probably be fine. C58, oh no, 0.01. Any of these could be troublesome. This is a double diode. And you can see we've got some decoupling down here. C57 in the cathode. C57. 220 puff. That is not going to be an issue. So we have got to look at 61, 60, 62, 63. Yeah. Possibly C59. Now, obviously, when we did this, I wanted to protect the oscillator and the output transistor, so I did do some changes down here. What have I changed? I'm just glancing over at the chassis. I have changed C62 is no longer in circuit, and C63. So 62 and 63 are fresh, as these two here. So that's okay. So 61, possibly 60. Yeah, let's go and have a look at 60 and 61. And where are they? 60 and 61. There's 60. That's still very much in circuit. 61 is over here. Right, let's go and have a look at those two. Right, so it's these, sorry, this capacitor here and this capacitor here. I think probably are culprits. That's obviously that one we've taken out before. I'm going to start with this one and we can get rid of that waxy just in there. That's not going to fit, is it? Take the bracket out. Like I mentioned in an episode months ago, some people restuff these waxes. I find it a messy and horrible process. Don't think I'm going to do it. Oh, so can I pull that out with that? Oh, I can. Look at that. I'd rather come up with some other solution than restuffing that. If it was a big can, a big electrolytic can, I've done that in the past, but not today. Oh, that screw can stay in there then if it's going to be difficult. Right, here we are. 0.25 microfarads, 350 volts. It's a bit moist around the end, so let's just attempt to desolder it. You can see the paint mark on the top of this here. Well, I hope you can. But there's a paint mark on the top of this, and what Pye used to do, there's videos on the internet of these things being made on Pye radios, and when they used to check the joints, you know, somebody would assemble it, generally a lady operative, somebody would have assembled it and soldered all the joints up, and then when they went through inspection, the joints were painted just to show they'd been checked. Can't see which way the wires wrapped. I'd like to get it out intact really and see if we can test it. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Where are my Nipex gone? There we go. Just try and get the wires to separate. They've been well wrapped. Okay, and the other end is actually the capacitor itself. Okay, well I've got one end out. I could hook our tester on there and see what it measures like. So we're looking for, what was it, 0.25. Analyzing, go. Can you see that on there? 2.27. Wow. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. half tempted to put it back in. Let's go with a ESR Gold. No, it's not meant to measure this sort of capacitor, is it? But let's just have a little look and see how bad things are. Open circuit or low capacitance. I'm not surprised, to be honest, that's not reading it. It's only quarter of a, 250 microfarads. What was it? 2.25. Yeah. And it's measuring 0.7. Made in the USA. Yes. Right. That's the other one that's suspect. So, yeah. Now that is an electrolytic. So let's have a little go at testing it in circuit. .75 microfarads, 0.19. What was it supposed to be? That's R61. C61, sorry. C61. 50 microfarads. Don't trust anything that's risen in value. I think I'm going to want to take that out. Go again. Connected down there. I shall stab it there. .75 microfarads. Just sneaking suspicion that's going to be no good. Right, let's take it out. This is where we take it out and we actually find it is a 75 microfarad capacitor. I mean, we've been stunningly treated with working parts so far. There we go. That is out of there. Right, let's slacken that clamp off. Pop him out. Maybe you don't want to pop. Oh, that's wonderful. So it is a 50 microfarad capacitor at 25 volts. Look, beauty of this is it's dated June 1950. That is just wonderful, isn't it? Okay, so we're going to want 50 mic at 25 volts. They don't make 50 mics anymore, but they make a 47. So that'll do us. And of course, the ridiculous miniaturization of parts occurs. That's 1950. That's 2025. And that's a higher voltage part as well. 25 volts, 63 volts. Wow. Now, I'd quite like to put something over that brand fire new capacitor of ours. But I'll do that in a bit, because I just want to see if we've made any difference. So, I'm going to strap this in. So, just for now, do you know what? That end of that wire has come desoldered. So I want to put that one back in, hang that in there for now, and what I think I might do, I'll drop it on the floor first, that's what I'll do. I think what I might want to do is just 3D print a sleeve for it so it's got the same diameter. Slot that in and then the bracket can clamp down on it, and yeah, that'll make a tidy job, I think. Right, let's somehow get this to hang in there just temporarily. That wire is still not attached to this capacitor here. It's flopping around. Trouble is, I've got some insulated wiring right next to it, which I don't really want to melt. There we go, that's better. That's not taking one iota. That's got it. Right, that's got to hook back up to this tag there, which is ground. Just daub it all together for now. This end of the capacitor. Would have done, but I'll put it in back to front. Pay attention, 007. Somehow cobble that in there. All it's got to do is connect up to those two brown wires. Go off to the cathode of our valve. Time I've cobbled this all together, it would have been quicker to do the job properly, I think. Right, that's cobbled in there. Let's just snick that back together here. Alrighty, that's all hanging back together. Switch on, see if we've got any improvement. There goes the frame stage. Comes the line stage. Don't appear to have much in the way of improvement there at all. So we've got woeful scan. Almost nothing. Okay, all is not lost. Wonder if I do just quickly put a sub in here, just in case this is not up to the mustard. But clearly the cathode bypass capacitor is absolutely fine. I may just refit it. Let's just put something in here just in case that was lying to us. I don't think it was for 1 minute. Poly. .25 I don't have. We have 0.22. Let me just check it's adequately rated. 400 volts. That should do us, shouldn't it? I'm going to crock clip it in for now. There we go. Right, power back on. Yeah. Rubbish. Oh, actually, a little bit more. Maybe that capacitor isn't as good as we thought it was. I might be inclined to change that out, because that does look like an improvement. Right, kill that for a second. So we need to change that properly. I might just hang that in space for now. I'm surprised that. I thought that might be better. These Sprague things, normally pretty good, but Even so, 75 years old, it has done very well. Alright, that's in there. So it sort of makes that clip a bit redundant, doesn't it? Anyway, right. Electrolytic didn't make any difference. That Sprague did. Let's see what we've got on this bit of tag strip down here. We've got some resistors and stuff we can check. So they may have gone out of tolerance. I want to see what these caps up here do. Yeah, back to the diagram. Right, well I was going to go through the frame stage and measure some voltages. But to be honest, look at this screen now. We've nearly got full scan. And it's interesting because the line output stage actually starts before the frame stage. And I'm just wondering, I think our frame output valve might just be a little bit tired and a bit lazy. And worn out. So I'm just going to stop there with that. And I think it's time to recap these signal stages. I've got the Aurora hooked up. And bear in mind, I don't know what type of television set this is. It could be London, it could be Birmingham, it could be Midlands. So, in fact, it's 1950. That gives us a clue. It's either London or Birmingham. Can't be Midlands, because that wasn't on the air. So, we've either got a London or Birmingham set. Now, London is channel 1. Birmingham is channel 3, channel 5. Anyway, I've run through all the channels on the Aurora. I've only got it clipped into the aerial socket. But the output from the Aurora is huge. So, what I need to do is now get rid of all these waxes on this signal panel here, and if we've got any in there, which it looks like we have, make sure all those valves are lit, which is very important, because heater decoupling caps fail in these things, and can take one of the stop one of the valves illuminating, which would present us with a problem. But yeah, so I think just for now we're in a pretty good stage. I'm just going to leave the frame stage and I'm going to come back to it. We've still got that cathode capacitor in there. I am half tempted to refit this one. There's just nothing wrong with it. But just for now, I'm going to stop it there. And yeah, I'm going to stop there and tackle this board up here. So we've got lots of unpleasant waxes, a lot of which feel quite warm, so they're probably knackered. And what about that electrolytic? Doesn't feel warm. Talking of which, are these still hanging in there? Yeah, it seems to be. That's good. Right, so yeah. But right to start with, I think it's going to be gently work our way through this lot and get them changed out. underneath, electrolytic underneath. I think I'm just going to change it regardless. There's another electrolytic over there. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 left to do. Nearly there, but time for a cup of tea. Okay, I've changed all those capacitors. I did them, finished them off camera. You've seen me do one, you've seen me do them all. The electrolytics I've just mounted on the top there. Yeah, the originals were again dated, this one May 1950 and June 1950. And that one's 150 volts. Haven't actually tested either of those, but yeah. So got the Aurora crocodile clipped into the antenna jack, just for one cord for now. It's good enough. I'm going to set it for London. Switch on and see what we get. Right. Okay, the frame stage has squealed into life. I think that's definitely a soft valve. I'll have a look in a minute, see if I've got another. The other thing I want to do is make sure contrast is pretty much maxed out, which it is. Can't really see much in the way of picture in there. I'll dim that down so you can maybe see it better in the camera. The camera is flickering away like Billio, but I'll tell you now that's not happening in real life. It's we've got some diagonal sort of flyback lines in there, which is fair enough. Right, let's make a move to channel 3 for Birmingham. And still nothing there. What frequency was the Midland transmitter on? I don't think it is, because I think that came... Okay, let's have a look. It's either 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5, isn't it? So if I cycle through, shout if you see something. Absolutely nothing. Okay, right. That's sort of that, really, isn't it? So I think what I'm going to do, switch the power off and call it a day for today, and come back to this with a fresh head in a couple of days' time. I need to check, obviously, that those valves in the signal stages are actually lit. The other thing I found is I had a little dig in stock, and I've got a new ECL80, which is the frame valve, which I think is just very lazy. So got a brand fire new one of those out of the box. So yeah, let's leave that there for now. Right, it's a couple of days later, and I 3D printed this little polo mint shaped piece, which I'm just going to use to slide over this capacitor that will then fit under that clamp and get out of the way a bit. So let's just make that so. I need to be able to put the set flat for the next stage in my plan. So yeah, that's why I'm doing that. Let's slide that in there somehow without having to take it all apart. There we go. Slide my spacer on top of my cap. Oh, I'm making a meal out of this. There. I just want something to hold it out of the way. I'm still not convinced I'm not going to put the original back in, you know. I mean, it's all right today. Will it do another 75 years service? Unlikely. But no less likely perhaps than a new part managing 75 years of service, I'd imagine, but there we go. Right, that's that back in there. I'm just going to curl myself a little loop on the end of here and solder that wire into position. Epic. Let's just put this clamp back on here for the time being. Because for my next trick, what I want to do is I want to switch the set on. I want to check just to make sure we've got all the valves in the signal section lit up, because if we've got a decoupler gone short, it's entirely possible that we've got one or two out, and that will completely destroy any signals that we had. And yeah, the other thing I want to do as well, while I'm in there, is we may as well try our new frame valve and see if that makes any difference. Yeah, so let's just, first things first, let's pull the frame valve out and fit a new one in there. Look at that original Mullard. And you can see it's worked quite hard because the label's gone brown with the heat. But then again, it's inside a shield as well, which doesn't help. So I'm just going to put that to one side. Be nice to test that afterwards maybe and see how bad it is. But let's put this brand fire new one. It's unbranded, but it should be all right, I hope. It is, of course, some years old. There we go. Our nice new delightful ECL80 look. Right, that can go in there. He said, struggling. Doesn't want to fit at all. Oh, we've got a bent pin. Not helpful. Just straighten him out gently and hope he doesn't crack. There's a few bent pins on this fella. There we go. The getter, by the way, is a nice black colour at the top, which means it's got a reasonable vacuum in it. If they go white, they've had it. So there we go. That's gone in now. So we'll pop the valve cover back on. Now I want to see what lights up here. So let's just push that into view of the camera. So it's these valves here, these four here, and these six here. A number of valves. We just want to make sure they are all glowing. So for that, I am going to switch off some lights. Keep an eye on the... What's that? It's interesting. I didn't notice that before. There's a bit of wire just laying on the top of the chassis. And it's right in our signal section. Right, we need to investigate that further. But I mean, the line stage and everything's running, so yeah. Don't know really. Right, how we fixed for mains? We are good for mains. So yeah, right. I am going to dim the workshop lights. I'm going to put power on now. Just check we're safe. Put that out of the way. Safe as we're going to be with our health and safety nightmare mains. Right, power is on. I'm just going to dim the lights there. Camera illumination has come on over here. Let me just try and remember to shut that off. In fact, we should be able to see these glowing anyway, but let me just try and lose that for a second. Got another one on as well, haven't I? Oh, they're all on. Okay. We shall see what we can see like it is in the dimmed lights of the workshop here. I've got some fire in the line and frame the line output valve and the rectifier there, so that's coming up. Frame valve is lit. I can hear the frame stage coming up. So let's first things first, see if we get a full scan. Disappointing lack of brightness. Tube heaters are lit. Oh no, we're there. Oh, we have got full frame scan, look. So, yeah, that's much improved. So that valve is just tired out. That's okay. We can live with a tired out valve. In fact, I can't actually reduce the height enough, can I? Anyway, before we get involved with the... No, you can. Before we get involved with the geometry, we need to get a picture on the thing first, don't we? So, yeah. Okay, right. What have I got lit over here? Nothing in that one. Nothing in that one. Nothing in that one. Nothing in that one. These two are lit. That one's lit. Nothing, nothing, and nothing. Okay. I'm just going to make note of which valves are illuminated and which aren't. I have got a copy of the service manual on my Remarkable here, so I've just annotated which valves are lit. Sorry, aren't lit. That one isn't lit. That one isn't lit. That one, those two are. That one is. I think that end one is lit. Not sure on that end one, which is V5 there. Okay, right. Oh, that one is lit. I think so. Yeah, they are just changing about a bit. So that one is not. That one is not. Yeah. Okay, well that's probably why we've got no signals then. So just off with the power, back on with some lighting. There we go. And yeah, let's just find out, one, what's going on with that, and which decouplers are driving these valves I've annotated on this diagram here. Right, let's go and check it out. Right, so the schematic is here, and let's have a look and see what decoupling capacitors are shared. Right, here's the dropper resistor. That's our first valve heater there, so it'll be on the sheet up here. And right, that's V6, which we haven't got lit. And I've got the wrong end of the stick here. So you can see the CRT heater here, which we know we've got lit, is grounded at that point. So if any of these decouplers had gone short, say that one had gone short, none of this lot would be lit up, and yet we know we've got the tube heater lit, and we know it wouldn't because all the current would be disappearing through C74. And if we only had V1 lit and all these lit, C73 would be short. Not only that, but these would be awfully bright. That's not happening. So there's some other mechanism at play here. What's A? We've got K there. Let's just have a look at K for a second, because that bothers me. Oh, hang on a minute. K is that tag strip down the side of the CRT cover thing, strap there. And that's the one with the two twisted air wires on. Why would you do that? Where is it? K. K. Ah, now, if you cast your mind back to the first episode of this, do you remember there was a sort of light switch bodged on the rear panel that shorted out a dropper section? And it worried me. I'm wondering is if this set had an add-on that connected via K for a band 3 converter for ITV. So obviously a BBC only set. When ITV came along, you could buy almost like a set-top box you'd buy today. You know, that sort of add-on that you could put on the set and it would give you ITV. So for that, if K goes out to a wire, doesn't it, and then comes back, what's the betting on the end of those two wires? There was another set of valve heaters, and to get the voltage right, you had to flip the switch on the back of the set. It's a possibility, isn't it? Now, sadly, that doesn't tell us why these valves aren't lit, because they certainly should be, because they're all in series. So it's like a set of Christmas tree lights. You know, you get one not lit. Well, that's the way the current's flowing. They should all not be lit. So that's not our fault, is it? Perhaps I just can't see them glowing. Right, best we go back and have a further investigation. Right, I need to convince myself this is correct. So let me just obtain a Sharpie. Where's my diagram again? Put that there. I am just going to mark up these valve holders. I'm going to take them all off. I'm going to take the valves out. I'm going to clean the pins and see, just make sure everything's all right. So that's V1. I'll mark it here so we can get them back on in the right place. That's V2. That's V3. V10. 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 Okay, so I can put the shields back in the right place. Okay, let's. Oh, it's just covered in cobwebs. I thought that was a crack in that then, but then again, the getter's still nice and silver. Interesting. This valve appears to have come with the holder. I shall deal with him in a second. In fact, let's deal with that now, just in case we get another one go the same way. That's an EF80. It's another EF80, but that's been replaced. Look, it's a different style. This one's got a solid anode structure, and this one's got a sort of gauze anode structure, so these aren't the same ilk. I don't know which one's older. That one's made in Holland. This one, British made. You can see the gauze type anode there. Right, okay, or maybe it's a shield. Don't know. V2, what's V2? Struggling to come out of his holder. Come on. Another EF80, and that's a solid one again, made in Holland. Yeah, it's looking like it's done some hours, that valve. Surprised the tubes are good, really. Another EF80. Can't see that one's made, it's lost its markings. Yeah, it's done some hours again though. There's like a smear on it. What's that in there? There's a bit of detritus of some description. A bit of paper. V10. Ah, there you go. It's been worked on, hasn't it? Somebody's obviously given it some love over the years. EB90, isn't it? That's a double diode. EB91. There you go, double diode. And there, it's got another little paper label in it. That says E1. Like I said, I think this set did belong to some sort of professor of some description. So, right, what have we got in there? Another EF80, British made, again with the gauze. That, I've no idea, it's lost its label. British made, looks in rude health though. Seen some action, but not too bad. Ah, come out, there we go. That's loose in its socket, another EF80. A little bit careful because I want to put this one through the bowl of the tube. Incidentally, see that bit of paper on the label there? It's obviously been out before, isn't it? And somebody scuffed a little label. Another EB91. And a paper label down in there again. Something for. Okay. Right. Now, the other thing that makes me think about the ITV converter, if I reach down here, here's the back. That was that switch that somebody had cobbled in place, but also somebody had fitted a Belling-Lee antenna socket. And maybe their converter had that fitted. Don't know. I'm going to plug that in anyway because it allows me to make a better connection to my Aurora. So and let's get a proper RF lead for the Aurora. Right, we're connected back up. Just going to reset the Aurora just in case. I'm going to put that out of the way for a moment. Power's going on. And what I want to do is just wiggle each of these valves and see if we get any flickering or similar on the screen, which might indicate we've got a poor socket. In fact, the actual action, I've just reseated all those valves. That action might be alone enough to have sorted out any intermittent connections. And let me just check. I can see a glow in every valve this time. I might wish to dim the lights again. Let's just turn that one down. Frame is running. I mean, they've got to all be running because of the tube's running, isn't it? So, yeah, I don't know which channel the Aurora's on. up we come. Oh, hang on a minute. That looks remarkably like a test card. Like I say, just the action of jiggling those connectors might be enough. We've got no line lock. Yes, we have. That looks like a test card to me. Right, let's have some frame. Would be nice. That's the wrong way. Get out. Right, we've got a sync fault, but dodgy on the contrast here. There's a lot of line cogging going on. That, folks, looks very much like a test card to me. Don't like that. Can we get it a bit focused up? Frame is not happy locking, is it? Contrast control is very scratchy. But I tell you what, that's not bad, is it? 75 years on. Don't forget, this set cannot have displayed a picture since it was switched off in 1981 when the service was switched off. Oh, was London a bit later? I'm not sure. Bit egg-shaped in the frame. See if we can't improve that a little. Yeah, the frame's very non-linear, isn't it? The picture's lovely and bright. Yeah, this contrast pot is horrible and it's affecting the sync as well. So we've got a frame linearity issue. Let me just have a look on the back, see which is supposed to be the frame linearity control. It is supposed to be none of those. Oh, it's that screw. That's why. Okay, where is my suitably sized screwdriver? Let's give that a whang and see if it improves matters. Just move the back out of the way. Oh yeah, need a bit less height now. That's hold. Still a bit egg-shaped, aren't we? But I tell you what, that's not bad at all. It lives. Ah, that's amazing. I've got to deal with this bodge wire here. I'm just going to take that out. I can see where it's been joined. You can see there's a join just there. See if we can't get the linearity a little better. Tell you what, that's not bad at all, is it? Not bad at all. If we got a width control, we could do with bringing the width in a bit. Maybe not. But considering that is a homemade line output transformer, I'm utterly delighted. Focusing's brilliant. Look at that. Let me zoom you in. You know, a couple of episodes ago, this was a write-off. Now look at it. Once again, I'm utterly made up with that. I think that's absolutely outstanding. The definition on there is wonderful. It's good and bright. So let me just give these valves a wiggle, see if there's any in a poor socket somewhere. Sockets seem alright. That was probably all the problem was just one of them was a bit... Oh, that one's a bit scratchy, isn't it? That's just fabulous news. Right, so I've got a bodge to undo, contrast pot to clean. Andy Beer, a subscriber, sent me some nice new knobs for it. Then I think we might consider getting it back in the cabinet and doing something with the cabinet. This is fantastic news. We're almost at a stage I can put my feet up, get a bottle of wine and watch a good western on it. Excellent. Don't know what the sound's like, of course, because the output transformer is in the back of the cabinet, so that's still disconnected here. So there we go, real pictures on our 75-year-old Pye TV set. So join me next time when we'll make sure the sound's all right, unbodge the bodges, and a bit of a clean and refinish, and hopefully we'll put the set back together and I can finally enjoy that bottle of wine and a western. Anyway, until then, thank you very much for watching. Click like, subscribe, do all that rubbish, and I'll see you really soon here on Doz's Television Workshop. Cheers now. Bye.
Signs on the old TV set, flickering colors, no regret. Memories dance from the faded street, echoes of laughter, a time unseen. Twists and the turns and the tubes of fate, visions of yesterdays that won't wait. Psychedelic waves fill out in light, in the warm glow the past feels right. Like the dreams and the sounds we found, in the echoes of laughter that love abound. With every twist of the dial I see, faded memories come back to me. Ruby pipes swirl across the glass, transporting me back to days to past. Bring back the dreams and the songs that played in the colors of youth that love cascade. His heart beats to the rhythm of time as the static clears, it's a beautiful climb. Visions of laughter keep spinning around, lost in the magic where joy can be found. Bring back the dreams and the tunes we crave, in the echoes of laughter let memories fade. With a screwdriver and the smile so wide, does uncurve as treasures he can't hide. Flickering lights reminds him of love, moments that twinkle like stars up above. Bring back the dreams and the faces we knew, in the cordless scream that they all feel new. Each crackle and pop as the story unfolds, the Asses alive in the chambers of gold.